Hello, and welcome to the Legal Growth Podcast, where we dive into the strategies, challenges, and success stories shaping the future of law firms. I'm your host, Aaron Fulk, and together with Legal Growth Partners, we'll bring you in-depth conversations with top legal professionals, industry innovators, and firm leaders. Our goal is simple: share practical insights, innovative strategies, and real-world advice to help your law firm scale, adapt, and thrive. Whether you're navigating growth challenges or looking to boost your business development, you are in the right place. Let's dive right in. This week, our guest is Jason. How are you, Jason?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me on the show. I'm excited to be here.
Tell everybody where you're located out of.
I am in South Florida. It's called Delray Beach, Florida. It's just north of Boca and even more north of Fort Lauderdale.
I love it. And is it gorgeous today?
I will not say that it is gorgeous and 76 and sunny. I don't want to make the listeners upset.
Sounds gorgeous. I'm jealous. Let's dive right in. Just give me a quick overview of how you chose to get into law and then your specialty.
I was 7 years old, and we pulled up to the tennis club where my uncle, Steve, who was a surgeon, pulled up in his Mercedes. I knew what he did. My cousin Bruce pulled up in his Jaguar. I turned to Mom. I'm like, Mom, what does Bruce do for a living? And she's like, he's a lawyer. I said, and he drives that car? Yeah, I want to be a lawyer. And that was it. Like, literally, that was it. How I got where I'm at today is kind of like a long-winded story. I never went to law school to be a practicing lawyer. I went to be either a general counsel and be inside a company, or I went to work on deals and schmooze with people, learn how to write, learn how to speak. And then I booked my Lit Skills 1 and 2 class, and I was told I'd be a good litigator. And, like Joe Pesci and my cousin Vinny, I didn't even know what a litigator was. And, here I am as half transactional, half litigation attorney, and I practice what I call fractional general counsel work, meaning that I work with companies that can't afford to have their own general counsel or need more to add to their team. I'm not a full-time employee. I work a certain amount of hours. I help them out, and they don't get surprise bills.
Okay, so they say the world is going fractional.
I
see your time, right? You're right.
I see that. I started the fractional stuff in around 2018. And I got very lucky that I started it in 2018 because a lot of my clients were in the hospitality and entertainment business. And when COVID hit, they shut down for anywhere from 12 to 18 months. So if I would have only continued the way I was, I'd be hurting. On knock wood, I barely missed a beat. I didn't miss any payroll. I didn't miss anything. I will admit the PPP checks that me and the people that we work together, it helped and it kept everything status quo, but we did okay.
Nice. Yeah, fractional. I've seen a bunch of like recruiting companies. They're adding fractional departments. I mean, you were in the right space. So I like that. What has been your biggest growth success story so far?
So I think my biggest growth success was also one of the hardest things I had to deal with, which was, there was a situation where I needed to hire an attorney, and I got to sit in the other side of the desk is basically how to put it, right? So if I were to send my lawyer a quick email and I needed an update on my file and I'm waiting 2 days and I didn't hear back and I'm pulling out my hair and I'm turning grayer than I really am, stressing out. So, to me, that was like, never want to make a client have to wait. And if they're going to wait because I'm on vacation, I'm out of trial, it's now in my signature block. Same thing where I with that lawyer, when I pick up the phone and give him a call, when I got my bill, it would be like phone call with, client 0.2. And I'm like, man, I don't want to call my lawyer anymore. So I turn my practice around and I don't bill for phone calls when clients call for a status, for a quick update. Now, don't get me wrong, for all the clients that are listening, yes, when you say we're having a meeting or a powwow or this and that, yes, I'm billing you for that. But you all know that when you're calling me to just say, Jason, I'm sending over a contract, can you review it, blah, 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 I don't charge for that call.
Right. Oh, I like that. Putting yourself in your customer's shoes. That's a really good tip for anybody, probably.
Yeah. Look, I wrote a book. It's called, I have 2 books. I have Shit They Never Taught You in Law School and More Shit They Never Taught You in Law School. And I cover that in my second book, the More one. I talk about that.
And where can you get those books?
They're both on sale at Amazon, or you can always check out askjasonweiss.com.
Amazing. Okay, awesome. We'll make sure we put that into the description as well so everyone can just click on that for the podcast here. So,
Thank you.
what is your favorite non legal skill that surprisingly has been super helpful in running your firm?
I guess keeping in mind that we're human beings first, right? Not that, I've got to be a lawyer. I mean, look, this is how I dress to go to work, a long sleeve t-shirt, and that kind of thing. So I'm real. I'm a person. I'm not just a stuffy lawyer. I'm not just the one that's going to give you the answer you want to hear, so getting out there is huge, and getting out there in things that you like is the real way to do it, right? Don't volunteer at your law firm to go build houses at Habitat for Humanity if you hate building and you don't want to be outside and you don't like hammers, right? There are so many other things that you could do, right? I don't go to networking events where other lawyers are. Why? I don't want to be there. I don't enjoy it. They're nice people, but I don't want to hear how great your law practice is and everything. That's not me. So I personally will go to a local gardening thing because I love getting out in the garden. I will be on podcasts. I'll do shows. I'll go to events. I go to lacrosse. I go to cheer. I go to all the things at my kids' school. I enjoy that, and I get business from it.
Right. Well, people work with people, so I think that's a good reminder.
Yeah.
So, looking ahead, what trends or changes do you see shaping the future of law firms, and how are you positioning your firm to stay competitive?
So I think anybody that wants to resist AI is foolish. Don't bother. Do not resist it, but be smart with using it, right? I'm not saying, and look, I did this the other day. I needed a case that said X, Y, and Z. I went into ChatGPT and Perplexity because I use them both. I need a case that says, and ChatGPT gave me a case, and I'm like, yes. Thankfully, I went into Westlaw, which I pay for and I use, and no such case. So I go to ChatGPT. What do you do? Oh, I thought this case would be helpful. It's not real. It was made up. It was one of these delusionary cases. So you need to be careful. I look at AI and tech as I am Batman, and the tech and the AI is what I wear on my belt. Those are my toys. Those are my tools. These are the things that I can do. And you need to check to make sure your tools are working, make sure they're taken care of. So check that stuff that AI finds for you. And the other thing is, I think that as a profession as a whole, we need to keep the good and the bad of people working remotely and not being together all the time, right? I'm not an advocate for 5 days a week in the office. I'm not an advocate for every day remote. There's got to be a happy medium. I mean, I'm fully remote, my team, and we work well that way. But a lot of times that doesn't happen. So a mix is good. And don't make your people, hey, let's have a virtual pizza party no one wants that, right? What we want is, hey, look, we're going to go build for Habitat for Humanity because everybody likes that. We're going to go bowling because people like that. We're going to, we'll send you a gift card so you can go out to dinner with your family, that type of thing. Take a picture of enjoying, things to just build that camaraderie, because I think a lot of it's lost, right? You don't have that younger associate or newer attorney knocking on your door saying, can you help me out with this, right? It doesn't happen anymore. So we, as the older generation of attorneys, need to make sure that we grab the younger guys and girls and everybody else and bring them along and show them the way. But at the same time, we also need to be open to the idea that, look, you can work from a Starbucks. You can work and take a lunch break for yoga. So there's got to be like a give and take. And I think we all just need to communicate. Look, I like that you're in the office at 8 a.m. in the morning. I have no problem with you taking an hour and a half to go to yoga and have lunch. Do me a small favor. Either shoot me an email, shoot me a text, or put it on my calendar. Out to long lunch. Great. That's it. Now I know not to bother you for an hour and a half. So I think communication is key, and so is technology.
Oh, so many great reminders. I enjoyed this so much, Jason. Thank you so much for coming on here.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And thank you for joining us on the Legal Growth Podcast presented by Legal Growth Partners. If you enjoyed today's episode, subscribe, drop us a review, and share it with your colleagues, because great insights are even better when shared. For more tips and tools to help grow your practice, visit legalgrowthpartners.com. Until next time, keep innovating, keep growing, and keep smiling. Thank you so much, Jason. I'm going to go get your book.
Thank you.
Yeah.